A hearty welcome to all the VDMA members and friends from the industry who have joined us today for this web seminar on a very relevant and important topic, supply chain contracting and management, Germany versus India, being organized by the German Engineering Federation VDMA, along with our reputed partners BTG Legal. Rupashri, we can go to the holding slide, please. Friends, global supply chains have been pushed to the brink over the last 2 years, revealing the shortcomings of a complicated system that impacts everything, basically from computer chips up to toilet paper. These disruptions don't just affect daily lives, they impact the global economy also. Several factors have hampered supply chains over the last 2.5 years, including COVID-related production issues, labor supply challenges, the bullwhip effects of pull forward ordering, and presently the Russia and Ukraine crisis. Hence, there is a pressing need for businesses to build long-term resilience in their value chains for managing future challenges. This requires a holistic approach to manage the supply chains. Companies must build in sufficient flexibility to protect against future disruptions. They should also consider developing a robust framework that includes a responsive and resilient risk management operations capability. That capability should be technology-led, leveraging platforms that support applied analytics, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. It should also ensure an end-to-end transparency across the supply chain. In the long term, risk response will need to become an integral part of business as usual protocols. Friends, in June 2021, the German Parliament passed a new law that will require large companies to conduct supply chain due diligence activities. The law requires these companies to identify, prevent, and address human rights and environmental abuses within their own and their direct suppliers' operations. Under this law, companies need to monitor their own operations and their direct suppliers worldwide and take action if they find violations. If the companies covered by the scope of this law don't comply with its requirements, there are going to be possible consequences, and some of these could be fines up to 800,000 euros or up to 2% of their average annual global turnover, and exclusion from winning public contracts in Germany for up to 3 years. However, the most important first step in a responsible sourcing system is to map all direct suppliers. In fact, work with your procurement and buying teams to create a full list of your direct suppliers, including their locations, the nature of their businesses. Then conduct a basic risk assessment, considering where suppliers are located and the types of people they employ, certain countries of location, and certain types of workers such as migrant workers are considered more vulnerable to risks. So to conclude, friends, compounded across industries and economies, the global cost of supply chain disruptions have been enormous, in fact, leading to several $trillion. And the consequences include a renewed interest in onshoring or nearshoring for critical industries. The cost of supply chain disruption is not just limited to loss of revenue when products do not reach customers as per schedule, but interruptions of supply chains and deliveries lead to a range of other costs also. For example, when parts are unavailable, productivity is lost. At the same time, search for and onboarding alternate suppliers is also a costly affair. I would like to conclude with a quote which I found very relevant to today's topic. Vale Safford, a transformation leader, said, "It is not organizations that are competing. I repeat, it is not organizations that are competing. It is the supply chains that are competing. Friends, we now look forward to an interesting session with our knowledgeable speakers, Mr. Prashant Mara, Managing Partner, BTG Legal, and Mr. Parveen Arora, Partner, BTG Legal, for their presentation on supply chain, contracting, and management. We have the brief CVs, and now I hand over to Prashant to take the proceeding forward. And Prashant, thank you for joining VDMA for this very relevant topic. Thank you.